Welcome back to the deep dive. And if you're joining us, you're probably here because you want to, well, really master how to chat like a native. Today, we're diving into something really powerful, but maybe a bit overlooked, the adjective. Do you ever find yourself kind of stuck using the same words like good or maybe nice when you're describing things in English? You know that feeling like your sentences are okay, grammatically fine, but they just lack that spark, that vividness native speakers seem to have? Well, you are definitely in the right place. This deep dive is all about unlocking that secret using adjectives precisely. It's not just about fluency, it's about confidence, making sure people really get what you mean.
Exactly. And clarity. That's really the mission here, isn't it? It's not about using fancy, complicated words just because. It's about ensuring your listener sees exactly the picture you're painting in your head. Because vague words, they make people guess,
Hmm.
and that can lead to, well, misunderstandings or people just zoning out. So we're going to pull out the key ideas from the material, give you some really practical steps you can use to level up your everyday English, make your message land.
Okay, so let's jump right into the heart of it then. Why are these precise adjectives such a game changer? I always think of them like, colors for a painter.
Mhm.
If you only use the basic ones, red, blue, yellow, your description, your painting, it ends up looking a bit flat, right?
Right. Lacks depth.
But when you start picking those specific shades, maybe crimson instead of just red or emerald, not just green, suddenly your ideas, the pictures you want to share, they just pop. They come alive for whoever's listening.
That's a perfect analogy, yeah.
Yeah.
Really is. When you choose that precise adjective, you're doing more than just adding detail. You're kind of preloading the listener's imagination.
Reloading, I like that.
You're helping make sure their mental image really matches yours. And that vividness, that's what makes your English sound, well, more natural. And it boosts your confidence, too, because you know you're being understood clearly.
Right, down to the details. So let's make this super concrete. Examples always help. We all use good constantly. It's easy,
Oh, yeah, all the time.
but think about swapping it out. Instead of just good, maybe excellent or wonderful or even superb,
Instantly better, more informative.
it gives it an immediate upgrade, doesn't it? Or, okay, picture describing a big house, fine. But what if you said a spacious mansion?
Mm,
Or a roomy bungalow.
mm.
Suddenly you get these really distinct images, different feelings.
Completely different pictures in your head.
And maybe a nice sunset? How about a breathtaking sunset?
That's just one.
Or maybe a serene twilight? You can almost feel the difference, can't you?
Absolutely. Just swapping in a few of those more precise words, it really transforms things. You go from just stating facts to actually conveying an experience.
Experience, exactly.
It's about being specific enough so the listener doesn't have to guess or fill in the blanks.
Mhm.
And that's a massive step towards sounding more confident, more fluent in English.
Okay, so choosing the right word is key. But now here's where it gets, for me anyway, really fascinating. It's not just which words you pick. There's this kind of subtle structure, like a hidden grammar, to how adjectives work in English. Even native speakers don't always consciously think about it. The order.
You're absolutely right. And it's not just some random rule to memorize. It actually reflects how we naturally process things. Qualities like our opinion or the size of something. We tend to notice those first. They have more impact usually than things like color or what it's made of.
Ah, okay. So it's intuitive, sort of.
Exactly. So the full detailed sequence can look a bit intimidating. Opinion size, age shape, color origin, material purpose. Think of that classic example. A beautiful, small, old, round, red, French wooden dining table.
Wow, yeah, that's a mouthful. Trying to remember that order on the fly sounds hard.
It is, and you usually wouldn't need to. But being aware of this general flow, this hierarchy, that's what helps you sound more natural.
So just knowing the principle helps even if you don't list them all out.
Precisely. For everyday conversation, that awareness is the important part. You'd naturally say, a lovely new red book.
Yeah, sounds right.
You wouldn't say a red new lovely book.
No, that feels clunky.
It feels clunky because our brains process those attributes, opinion, age, color, in a certain order. When you follow that natural flow, your language just sounds smoother. It glides.
That makes a lot more sense. Okay, so that's adjective order before the noun. What about when the adjective comes after a verb? That trips people up sometimes.
It definitely does. This is where we talk about linking verbs.
Linking verbs, right.
So unlike action verbs like run, eat, think, linking verbs don't show action. Verbs like be, seem, look, feel, sound, taste, appear. They link the subject to a description. In that description, it's an adjective. So you say, the cake is delicious.
Okay.
Because delicious describes the cake and is the link. You wouldn't usually say the cake tastes deliciously. That lewdly makes it an adverb.
Ah, I see. Deliciously would describe how it tastes, not what it tastes like.
Exactly. And that distinction is a common area where intermediate speakers can really polish their English quickly.
That's a great point. And it kind of leads us into the next thing. What are some of those common traps, those little pitfalls we should watch out for when we're trying to use adjectives better day to day?
Yeah, good question. Well, one of the biggest giveaways, something that often marks someone as non-native, is mixing up adjectives and adverbs.
We just touched on that with delicious.
Right. So remember, adjectives describe nouns, like a quick runner. Adverbs, they usually describe verbs, or sometimes other adjectives are adverbs. So he runs quickly.
Okay. Quick runner. Runs quickly. Got it.
Now, some words, like fast, are tricky because they work both ways. He is a fast runner. That's an adjective.
Yeah.
He runs fast. That's an adverb.
Ah, okay. So fast doesn't need the wolf hue.
Correct. But for most words, like beautiful versus beautifully, getting that right makes a huge difference. Saying, she sings beautiful, that's a common mistake. It should always be, she sings beautifully.
Right. Beautifully describes how she sings. That's a really important one to nail.
Definitely.
Okay, what else? What about comparing things? You hear taller and tallest, or more interesting and most interesting. How do you know which one to pick?
Yeah, that can be confusing, especially with longer words. Is it interesting? No.
Haha, no.
So the basic rule is pretty straightforward. If you're comparing just two things, you use the comparative form. That usually means adding to short words like taller, or using more with longer words like more interesting.
Two things. Comparative.
Okay, right. But if you're talking about three or more things, and you want to single one out as having the most of that quality, then you use the superlative. Add est to short words tallest, or use most with longer words most interesting.
Three or more. Superlative. Got it.
It seems simple, but consciously applying it, especially with those longer adjectives like fascinating, more fascinating, most fascinating, really smooths out your English.
Makes sense. And what's the deal with hyphens? Sometimes you see words like well-known or fast-paced joined together. When do we need that little dash?
The compound adjective. Good question.
Uh,
It's all about clarity, really. When you have two or more words that are working together like a single team to describe a noun that comes right after them, you often use a hyphen.
as a single team. Okay.
Yeah, it signals that they're acting as one combined description. So a well-known author, the hyphen links well and known to show they together describe author, or a fast-paced movie.
So it prevents confusion. Like, well isn't just describing known.
Exactly. It makes it clear they form one descriptive unit, modifying the noun that follows. It avoids ambiguity.
Okay, that clarifies things. Now, let's talk about a word we mentioned earlier, the big one. Good.
Yes. Old, reliable, good.
It's so common, so easy to reach for, but it's everywhere. It's like the vanilla ice cream of adjectives. Fine, but not very exciting. How do we break free from the good trap?
It's true. It's a comfort word, but relying on it all the time makes your English sound repetitive, maybe even a little, well, uninspired.
Yeah, lacking that punch.
If every movie, every meal, every idea is just good,
Yeah.
your communication loses its color, its specificity. The material actually lists some great alternatives. Instead of good, maybe acceptable or favorable,
Okay.
or stronger ones like excellent, exceptional, superb, maybe valuable, wonderful, marvelous.
Wow, quite a list.
The key thing isn't just swapping good for any other word, though. It's about choosing the one that really fits the meaning and the intensity you want to convey.
Right, the precise meaning.
Precisely. An okay meal might be acceptable. But that amazing meal you had, maybe that was wonderful or superb. Choosing the stronger, more accurate word isn't about sounding fancy. It's fundamentally about being clearer, more specific. And that's really the core of communicating effectively.
This is all incredibly helpful. It really highlights the power these words have. But okay, let's get practical. How can our listeners actually start putting this into practice? How can they build these stronger adjectives into their English, like today?
Great question. This is where it gets really actionable. The material suggests a few really good strategies. First, this is maybe the most important, read actively, with attention.
Not just skimming.
Exactly. When you're reading an article, a book, whatever, pay attention to the descriptive words the writer uses. If you see one that really paints a picture, something vivid or precise, write it down. Start your own personal list.
Like a vocabulary collector.
Yeah, kind of. Second, flashcards can be really useful. Put a common word like nice or good on one side. Then on the other side, write maybe 2 or 3 more precise alternatives you want to learn, like pleasant, charming, delightful, instead of nice.
Okay, flashcards. Good old school method.
It works. Third, try a little daily exercise. Just pick one thing around you, your coffee mug, a plant, your phone, and challenge yourself. Describe it using 1 or 2 precise adjectives.
So not just my cup, but maybe my gleaming white mug.
Perfect. Or this battered old backpack, or fragrant herbal tea. It builds that mental muscle, makes it feel more natural over time.
I like that. Small daily practice.
And one more. Take simple sentences you've written, or maybe that you hear, and try rewriting them. Swap out the common adjectives for stronger, more precise ones. Think of it like a little language puzzle.
Those are great practical tips. Now, on the flip side, what about the mistakes? What are those common errors we really want to try and avoid as we get better with adjectives?
Ah, yes, the pitfalls. Definitely a few key ones to watch out for. One we already talked about is messing up the adjective order. It just sounds a bit off. Saying a red big car instead of a big red car, it can be jarring.
Right, the natural flow thing.
Exactly. Another one is over-hyphenating. Remember, you don't need a hyphen just because 2 adjectives are next to each other. If they're just describing the noun separately, like a big green field, no hyphen.
Okay.
The hyphen is only for when they act together as one single unit before the noun, like a well-known actor.
Got it. Only when they're a team before the noun.
Precisely. And here's a classic one, saying most unique.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
Think about it. Unique means one of a kind. There's only one. So something can't be more one of a kind than something else. It either is unique or it isn't.
So you can't really grade it?
Nope. So just say unique. Or if you want to add emphasis, maybe truly unique or quite unique, but never more unique or most unique.
Good one to remember.
And finally, just to circle back, keep being mindful of that adjective versus adverb swap. She sings beautiful instead of she sings beautifully. It's worth mentioning again because it's such a common hurdle. Adjectives modify nouns, adverbs modify verbs, adjectives or other adverbs. Keep that distinction clear.
Wow. Okay, so this deep dive has really shown how these seemingly small words, adjectives, can make a huge difference in sounding natural and sounding like you can truly chat like a native. So here's a challenge for you listening. Right after this, pick just one word you know you overuse. Maybe it is nice, maybe it's good, maybe interesting. And just for the next week, make a conscious effort. When you're about to use that word, pause. Think, could you use something else? Instead of nice, maybe try pleasant or charming or delightful. Just see how it feels.
That's the perfect way to start. It's about building habits. And as you make these small, consistent changes, you'll find your speaking and your writing just becomes richer, more engaging, more interesting to listen to, and you'll feel your confidence grow too. Because people do notice. They notice the clarity, the precision, the range you have. It really creates a positive feedback loop.
Absolutely. And here's a final thought to maybe chew on as you go about your day. When you choose your words more carefully, when you use these precise adjectives, you're not just, fixing your grammar or trying to sound smarter. You're actually becoming a better artist with language. You're actively shaping the pictures, the ideas, the feelings you create in other people's minds.
You're communicating more effectively.
Exactly. You're truly conveying your experience, not just providing facts. So listen closely today. Notice how people around you use descriptive words. And then give it a try yourself. Go out there and make your English shine.